Hey, what's going on, Cancers? Butch here. I am going to do your 1 week read. It is a general read, so it may not resonate with everyone. It is for your Sun, Moon, Rising, and your Venus. For all you cross watchers, roles can be reversed. Always feel free to comment down below. With all that being said, let's get it. Universe, what's going on for Cancers? Cancers. All right, Cancer. So the first thing I see is I feel like this is someone that you already know, and I feel like it is someone from your past. We have the Six of Cups. So I do feel like this is someone that you know, and I feel like you had a history with this person, and I feel like it never went at all where you thought it was going to go. You know, I really feel that you had a strong connection with this person. Almost feeling like it was the one. But I feel like it went cold. You know, the distance started to gain between the two of you, and it's almost like they just went cold on you. You know, and I feel like it caused a lot of pain. You know, because I feel like this person never really explained themselves to you. You know, you know, the hardest part of a relationship or a connection ending is when we don't really have closure. And I really don't feel like you got that closure from this person. Like, there's really no end to it. And I feel like that's one of the hardest parts of this connection. You know, you thought this was the one. And I feel like it had you feeling defeated. Now, a lot of this, I get the sense that you blamed yourself, but that's just overthinking. You know, what I see here, I feel like it's going to give you a lot of answers. And one of the answers is it wasn't about you. It had nothing to do with you. My car alarm was going off. Well, like I said, it had nothing to do with you. I mean, I feel like this person was dealing with a lot. They were juggling a lot. I feel like they couldn't give you what they know you deserved. They weren't ready for it. They weren't ready for you. Like, I just feel like there's a lot of shit this person had on their plate. And instead of being honest with you, which they should have done, you know, I feel like it just kind of drifted. You know, I feel like they stopped giving you attention. They stopped showing up until the point where they just disappeared altogether. You know, a lot of out of balance energy here with that Justice in reverse. Like I said, I'm not giving this person any kind of out here. I'm just saying that it feels like they did this in the worst possible way. I mean, I feel like they didn't give you a reason. They didn't give you anything. Like I said, I feel like they just went cold on you. Now, moving forward, I feel like it's one of their biggest regrets. But they don't regret it, if that makes sense. They regret the way they did it. They don't regret that they did it. And I feel like it's because they weren't ready for you. Like I said, they thought you deserved more. And they couldn't give you what you wanted. They could have done it in a much better way. But like I said, moving forward, I see a lot of big changes. I see a lot of growth in this person. Like a huge transformation with that death card. And with that six of swords, I feel like there's a lot of big changes. You know, I feel like this person has new stability. I feel like, you know, they're done juggling. They got their shit together. You know, with that new stability. And the thing is, them getting it all together, one of the things that hasn't changed for this person is they're not able to walk away from you. They felt like you were the person they were meant to be with. And that's why the regret that they have with this is so deep, is because they know they screwed this up. They were exactly where they were meant to be. You know, they want to be with you. They wanted to be with you then. I just feel like they couldn't give you what you wanted. So instead of just being honest about it, it's almost like they felt like if I don't tell them I can't give them enough, they'll never know. You know, I do feel like there was some emotional immaturity with this person, but I feel like they've grown a lot. And I do see this person coming back. You know, this person hasn't stopped thinking about you. And I really don't feel like... I still feel like there's a place in your heart that still holds out hope for them. You know, and like I said, I feel like this person's never really... They never walked away from this. They always knew, even then, that once they got their shit together, they were coming back. You know, and I feel like this person's been fantasizing about coming back. They've been thinking about you more and more. And like I said, they're a lot more mature than they were. I can see that in this read so far. And even moving forward, I see more and more maturity in this person. But there's been nobody. There's been nobody else. You know, they left and went cold because they thought they couldn't give you what you wanted, and they didn't want to have to tell you that. That shows at the time, their emotional maturity in general. But there was nobody else. There hasn't been anybody else. Now moving forward, like I said, with this person, I do see this person coming back, and I do see them wanting to establish trust with you. That they want to gain your trust back. And one thing I can tell you about this person, you know, not to be biased in one way or the other, but I do feel like this person has made a huge transformation. You know, I feel like this person authentically wants to make things right. I mean, we have the Queen of Swords. You know, I feel like they're going to be very honest with you. And I do feel like you're going to get some answers from the past from this person. You know, I do feel like they're going to explain themselves. And that's part of the establishing trust with you. You know, they're going to want to get on your good side, and they're going to want to stay there. You know, this person coming back, very nurturing, like I said. And like I said, also, they have new stability. You know, shit's starting to go their way. You know, they're finding their feet. You know, I feel like they've established themselves quite well. And I feel like now they're back to share it with you. You know, we have the Star card, that nurturing energy. They want to nurture this connection. You know, they are going to show up for you. Even though they didn't before. People change. And like I said, I know this sounds like I'm trying to root for this person. I'm rooting for love. And I feel like this person truly loves you. I feel like they did before. I feel like they did what they did out of love. Misguided as it may be. And the pain it caused you is not something that they can take back. But they can work every day to make it right. And that's what they'll do. You know, they see you as that person they want to spend their life with. You got that Hierophant, that strong union. Then we have the Ten of Cups, the family card. You You know, I feel like you're finally on the same page with this person. Like I said, they're gonna come back and they're gonna want to make you happy. And I feel like they're gonna explain themselves, and I feel like they're gonna leave themselves at your mercy. And at the end of the day, I mean, they're gonna take that leap of faith and hope that it's not too late. You know, hope that they didn't screw this up too bad that they can't fix it. I mean, like I said, I'm rooting for love. And I feel like this person truly loves you. And I feel like you truly have deep feelings for this person. And I feel like, I'm going to say feel more often. And I see people in the comments saying I'm going to make a drinking game when I say I feel. I don't know if I should be. Anyway. I apologize. I just say it a lot. It comes out and I try to stop myself before and it makes it worse. But like I said, I see a lot of forward movement here if you allow them the opportunity. You know, this person will be faithful to you and this person will be there for you. And I do feel like they want to make you an official, serious offer. They're ready for you now. The only question is, do you open the door? And that's something you're going to have to answer. But I do authentically feel like this person means well. I do see it, like I said, a huge transformation, a lot of changes in this person's life. I feel like they were a hot mess before, and it was almost like they didn't want to drag you into it. They could have done it better. But they regret that. You know, and they're coming back trying to make it right. And not a lot of people do that. Some people, they want to come back, but they don't have the courage to show up and make amends. That just shows that this person's character and growth, maturity-wise, is a big, you know, there's big changes here. This is a different person. You know, all the qualities that you enjoyed before, with more mixed into the mix here. You know, sometimes we get with people and we don't see how deep the rabbit hole goes, and then once we do, it's like with this person, they weren't ready. Like I said, they could have done it better. They could have done it the right way. You know, even if they give you some kind of explanation, they didn't give you the right one. With this person, we have Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus. But a lot of people do a lot of stupid things. I mean, I've heard some stories about guys doing some things and screwing their relationship up. And the thing is a lot of those guys could have made it right. They wanted to make it right. They just didn't have the courage to do it. You know, even girls. I mean, it's not a friend of mine, but it's a person that I know. And I remember she broke up with this guy. And she did it because she felt like he was getting too serious. And she wasn't ready for that. But after she broke up with him, she really started to miss him. And I remember it was a friend of a friend, and if she would have tried to make it right, he would have took her back. Hands down. Because I know him. He would have. But she never did. Some say it wasn't meant to be. Obviously it wasn't. But sometimes when people make mistakes, the hardest thing is to make it right. And if they're willing to make it right, I feel like the least we could do is hear it out. At least get closure. But I genuinely feel like this person is on a much brighter and happier path, and they want to be with you. You know, sometimes when our life's a mess, we don't want to drag anybody else into it. And sometimes it is hard to tell them, my life's a mess. because you don't want them to see you that way. But if you're not honest, that's why I always say the honesty and transparency is the most important part in a relationship. Because if you can be honest with each other and open, and they can accept you for that, and if they can't accept you for that, they can't accept you for the truth, it's another person for you. That's what I have for you. Be good. Take care. Stay safe.